Capricorn, welcome to your full moon reading for the month of June in 2025. Whenever you happen upon this reading, I believe it's the right time, as the full moon energies can last for 6 months or until the next full moon or until the next new moon. The energies linger. So you can trust that if it is your message, take what resonates, leave the rest for others who need it. Welcome to this new channel, Empowered World Tarot. My name is Holly Christine, and I am here to deliver messages from Spirit to help you on your journey. And we're going to get right into it. For the baseline, we are using Tarot of the Abyss, and we'll be doing clarifiers, as always, with the Unveiled Tarot, and then we'll pull an oracle card at the end from the Power of Surrender cards by Dr. Judith Orloff. All right, Spirit, for our Capricorn friends, for this full moon energy, however long it should last, who needs the messages? Who needs the messages, Spirit? What do they need to know? All right. Actually, we're going to take the ones that hit the table first. We've got the Sun, the Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Wow, nice energy. Bam. The overall energy of your reading, the Three of Wands. And what brings us to this reading, you're being called. You're being called by your highest self, your soul level self, towards whatever this is. We've got the overall energy is waiting. You're anticipating, you're waiting for something. You can see it. It's not too far away. It's not too far off. And we'll start out clarifying that. But next we have the Sun, the Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. This is the most amazing, happy, abundant, stable, joyous, blissful, masterfully managed energy on the table. It is absolutely amazing. Right at the heart of your reading, it's like your treasure chest of things that you would like to manifest in your entire lifetime. It's the top 10 things that you would put into that treasure chest. The Sun is the happiest card in the tarot, and the King of Pentacles manages all of the manifestations, every single one of them, with masterful energy. Now, we'll see what happens when the clarifiers come out, but you're waiting to make a move. You're waiting for something either to come to you or to go do something, but you are being called. This Awakening card is just like it's the Judgment card in traditional Rider-Waite decks. And I mean, the energy looks absolutely beautiful. So I would answer that call if I were you. Let's go ahead and start clarifying. We'll start with this Three of Wands. What you waiting for? What does Capricorn need to know about all this energy of waiting? You got a lot of grounded energy here. Waiting, waiting, waiting. This is very important to you. Whether it's a person, place, or thing, it's on your heart. All right. Three of Wands, Spirit. What does Capricorn need to know? One, two, three, four, five. We're taking them all. There are no mistakes. Ace of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. That's a bold move having to do with something you would do repetitively, probably, possibly work. The Three of Swords, there's heartbreak here, possible betrayal. Not quite sure what that is, but it's emotionally painful. Then we have stuck energy. Maybe that's why you're waiting, you're feeling stuck. And the Knight of Pentacles. Again, another energy that just really doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. It is. It's just moving at such a snail's pace, facing the direction, facing what we want, but not moving, feeling stuck, feeling like things aren't moving at all. Very frustrating kind of feeling. And all right, we'll take it from there. A bold move, something new, something that takes courage, something that is um, uh, of a new, passionate energy. Again, tied up to work, but there's emotional pain and a stuck, trapped energy where you're up in your head, you're confused, you can't see what to do next, and it just feels like everything's come to a halt. Wow. That all came out very quick, didn't it? And what brings us to this part of the reading? The Four of Wands, a commitment, a stable commitment. Whether it's to a person or to a job, or a person that's tied up to a job, somebody maybe you know at work. Not exactly sure. Again, we're going to find out more as we commence clarifiers. All right. Spirit, what does Capricorn need to know about the sun? Their bliss, their joy, the things that would make them the happiest. The sun. Absolutely beautiful, focused energy, shining bright. What of the sun? What does Capricorn need to know, please? There we go. Always waiting for the flyers. We have the 10 of Cups. Blessings on your homestead. All the happiness in the world on your homestead right there. Blessings from above. The Knight of Swords, taking swift action. Ooh, the 9 of Swords. Huh. That is stress, anxiety, worry, sleepless nights. Let's see what brings us here. Death, endings and transformations. You know, we started out blissful. You're showing me all the happiness in the world on the homestead, your family, or whoever you reside with. There's so much love and joy there. It brought you or brings you so much happiness in your life. It's like the most. But then we have the Knight of Swords, swift action, and it's towards this 9 of Swords. Knight of Swords to the 9 of Swords is heading towards stress, anxiety, worry, fear, doubt, sleepless nights, crying. And when we see what brings us to this part of the lineup, we have the Death card, which represents endings and transformations of some sort. It doesn't have to mean a literal death. In fact, 99% of the time it does not speak to that, but it could. So I'm just putting that out there. We're going to move on and see what's going on. This 10 of Pentacles, this is your stability. It could represent your family, which looks like it was just interrupted with stress and worry and some kind of ending and transformation to your happiness here on the homestead. 10 of Pentacles, it encompasses everything that we want to manifest in life that is in the ideal, hence my analogy of the treasure chest, which can include the stability of your life and your family. What is going on? What is going on, please? 10 of Pentacles, what does Capricorn need to know? There it is. Ace of Cups, new opportunity for love and joy in your life. The Knight of Wands, taking passionate action toward that. Inspired action. But then we have the 5 of Pentacles, suddenly abandoned. It's like this energy just got wounded. It just got forgotten about, forsaken, locked out in the cold, alone, and feeling abandoned, having been abandoned. Huh. What in the world is going on? Did somebody leave? Did someone pass away? Did they leave? New opportunity for love, heading in that direction. Abandonment of the Ten of Pentacles, abandonment. Let's see what brings us here. The Chariot. Somebody's in a real hurry here to get to a goal. It's like they did something really, really quickly to get to something that they wanted. But again, there's abandonment. So I kind of don't think it's death. I feel like somebody left of their own accord, of their own choice. All right. Let's move on and look at that King of Pentacles. See how the clarifiers changed the base cards. They were too good, weren't they? Oh, I'm sorry, Capricorn. I could tell you're going through it. Things are changing. What used to be happy and stable and a great foundation that brought you all the joy. It looks like somebody made some impulsive decision to go after a new opportunity that leads to abandonment of the stability. Did they leave for another person or did they leave for a job? Because we have the Eight of Pentacles over here followed by heartbreak, which lines up with all this wonderfulness and then someone taking action. In both of these columns we've got, or both of these layouts, we've got all that stress, anxiety, worry, fears, doubts, and crying. And then abandonment, feeling forgotten and forsaken. Is somebody leaving for another job? Knight of Pentacles, stuck. You feel like there's nothing you can do. You're watching it happen. That's what you're showing me here. That's what it feels like. All right, let's move on to the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles for this full moon energy of June 2025 that can last and linger and affect a lot of time out into the future, as we discussed in the beginning. The King of Pentacles, please. What does Capricorn need to know about this energy of a master manager of all the resources, all the manifestations, the resources, the money, the business, the things? What is this, Spirit? What does Capricorn need to know, please? Okay, there we go. Get an extra one here. We have the King of Pentacles on the King of Pentacles. Look at that. Wow. Followed by the Four of Swords, taking a time out to get clarity of mind. Juggling, going back and forth. What do I do? What do I do? Yeah, that's what you're trying to figure out with the Hanged Man. What do I do? Do I do this or do I do that? It's almost like one business decision or another. How do I handle this? Do I do this and everything blows up and gets destroyed? Or do I do the other thing and we have stability again? I say that because this particular Two of Pentacles is juggling a pentacle and then a hand grenade, which could be quite explosive. And we've got going back and forth, going back and forth, back and forth. What do I do? Four of Swords, time out to get our thoughts straight. The Hanged Man, taking a step back and pausing, just like the Four of Swords. Time out, pause. I need to gain perspective. I need to gain clarity, is what you're telling me. I don't know if this is you or your partner. Could be a business partner. It could be your family partner that you live with. It could be both. Sometimes people are in business together as the family. The Ten of Pentacles can represent that as well. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles, business. So it's kind of like family business is what it seems to be related to. That could be true for some of you out there. Either way, there's a possible shakeup happening here, and somebody feels stuck while somebody else makes a decision, perhaps, or maybe just stuck, not knowing what to do. Looking at my pentacle, looking at my stability, this would be a bold move. Waiting for something to happen, waiting for what? Waiting for the bold move, waiting for the decision, waiting for the clarity, going back and forth. Which King of Pentacles will prevail? Which business or practical decision will prevail? Time out for clarity. What brings us to this little setup here? The star, your wishes and your dreams are at stake here. Somebody's is you or your partner. And like I said, they could be your family partner or your business partner or both. Because all the potential of all of that, any of that is here. There's something that you want. There's something that you desire very, very much. But it looks like it's going to upset the apple cart. Or it's something that your partner wants very, very much. And that's what's upsetting the apple cart. Something is upsetting it here. And there's a lot of stress about it. Somebody in the family taking action towards all of this stress, abandonment, leaving, maybe leaving the family business, leaving the stability of it, and venturing out to do something else, something bold, work related, but it's heartbreaking. And it has someone feeling paralyzed or they can't see exactly what to do because there is emotional pain involved for sure. Okay. Could be leaving the family business to do something very different or risky or, not sure. Let's clarify what brings us to this reading. You're being called. Awakening. That's our highest self. That's our soul level self calling you on the phone saying, we want you to rise up and make this decision from what is right for your soul, not for anybody else, but your own spirit. That's very important here. Let's clarify it. That's what you're being asked. Do what's right for your soul. Do what's right for your spirit. I feel like this is you, Capricorn, making this decision, not your partner, but maybe for some of you out there, it could actually be your partner affecting you this way, but I think it's you. Anyway, it's not really important. The energies are the energies. It's what's here. Somebody's feeling it. And it is stressful and it is worrisome. It's also got a tinge of excitement here for something new. But just not being sure if it's all going to blow up in your face or if it's going to bring more stability. Which way do you go? Which way do you go, King of Pentacles, which is your court card? It's your court card, so show us awakening, Spirit. What brings us to this reading is this call of the Spirit, the call of the soul. The call of the soul on Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know, please? Oh, okay. I accidentally dropped that part. We're going to take the ones that flipped up, that landed on the table, which is the World card and the Lovers. And one more. The Three of Pentacles. And what brings us here to that part of the lineup, the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a lot like the Hanged Man over here, or the Four of Swords. It's like we're on pause. We're assessing the situation. We are evaluating all the effort that we've put in so far into whatever we've put effort into. But it's only a 7. How do we get to a 10? How do we build more of what it is that we want? And so that's what you're trying to figure out here. How do I get to the goal So right now we're on pause, just sort of thinking about it. We're trying to get clear in our minds. Maybe we can get some advice from spirit with our next pull. But still talking about the phone call from your highest self, this awakening card, which is just like judgment in the traditional naming, the world, closing out old cycles so that we can begin a whole new cycle. And when we close out a cycle, I mean, it's closed out for good. There's no going back. I mean, it'll be finished. Having to do with the lovers. The lovers represents something on your heart that you want, something that you care about very, very much. Closing out a cycle, having to do with something on your heart. With the Three of Pentacles, it shows a collaboration, working together with others to build something stable. This looks like possibly leaving the family business. Again, it lines up with that. Closing out a cycle with this thing on your heart in collaboration with someone. You're being called. Close out a cycle with this thing on your heart. Maybe this thing on your heart, like we have the happy family here and we have the stability of the family here and we have work over here and it feels like a family business. We have two Kings of Pentacles, which represent the person who runs the business, the person who manages the finances, the person who is the manager of all of the things. And we have two of them. So it kind of feels like it could be that partnership that may be represented by that Three of Pentacles, people collaborating. And it's a very important collaboration. In fact, you could be lovers because, like I was saying before, you could actually be family. You don't have to be lovers. You could still be family without being lovers. Um, but either way, the lovers represents a very important decision even that is so important to your heart. This is weighing heavily on you. Hence, taking all the time. Three of Wands, waiting, contemplating, anticipating. The Hanged Man, taking a step back, trying to look at things from all angles to gain the right perspective. Four of Swords, time out. Let's get our thoughts clear. Let's get our thoughts straight. Because we don't want to have an explosive situation here as we go back and forth, messing around with our stability. Because whatever this is, it's going to have some kind of effect on stability. And also joy and happiness that has been all along could shift. And there's a new opportunity for joy here that somebody feels like they want to head towards. But as they head towards that, they abandon something that they would leave behind. And it messes with the family or it messes with the stability or combination of both. Okay, so I want to mention all of that because it could encompass all of it or just sort of part of those things. All right. So here you are. You're being called. You feel like you're supposed to end something that has been very important to you that you've worked on in projects or building something with a partner. Um, it could even be a friend. This card of happy family could represent, a family at work. It could be a literal family or just, how we consider people that we work with or people that we have a business with being a family. So again, it could encompass any or all of that. Let's get the baseline back here and ask Spirit for some advice, please. Capricorn looks like they could use some advice as they are trying to get their thoughts clear, Spirit. They feel like they're being called. They feel a strong calling, but it's going to upset things, it looks like, with something to do with stability and work. And it feels heartbreaking to someone, either Capricorn or their people. Or maybe both. Sometimes when we choose to walk away from things or we choose to go do something else, even though we want to do it, it also is painful to do it. But we have to do it because why? Because awakening / judgment. Because our highest self is calling us. It's on our hearts. So let's see what's going on. If we can get some advice or a final message to close off this reading before we pull an oracle card. Spirit, what does Capricorn need to know to close off this part of the reading, please? Some advice would be helpful. What is your final message? There we go. Two of Pentacles. We saw it right there. And here it is again. Six of Swords. The Magician. The Tower. Well, the Two of Pentacles, again, back and forth, back and forth. The Six of Swords is creating distance, moving on to someplace else. It's as if in your mind you've already left, but physically you may have not. The Magician is manifesting. It looks like you're leaning towards moving on, but you know that if we do this, or Spirit is saying, know that if you do this, all the stability comes tumbling down. It does get destroyed. The Tower is total destruction of something, a dissolving of something. It could be a dissolving of the business. You still feel like you're going back and forth. You're not sure. There's doubt. There's indecision and doubt. But if we do move on to manifest other things, it will also create a disturbance of a total tearing down of the stability that is in place now. So you'll have to obviously rebuild it in your life moving forward, because the message is that if we manifest leaving or moving on and leaving the past behind and thinking we're going someplace better, it is going to come with a lot of that, a lot of destruction. All right, let's pull an oracle card. The Power of Surrender. What does Capricorn need to surrender? What is Capricorn advised to surrender for the highest good? One more. For this full moon energy, which is also about releasing. It's about coming to a culmination, which looks like this decision that is on your heart, on your mind. You're being called. There's nothing wrong if things have to, if you have to start over. But Spirit is just wanting you to know that that is in the cards if you choose to move on with your manifestation. Okay, you're going to get all four. You're going to get all four. Surrender resentments. Holding on to resentment only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Surrender the habit of people-pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Surrender to passion. Get out of your head. Feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. To me, that would be represented by the Ace of Wands, this bold inspiration of passion tied up to work somehow. Okay, and finally, surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Okay, so if you have someone to discuss this with, share your heart. Let them know this is the calling of your spirit, and that's not something to ignore. That's not something anyone feels like they can ignore, because then they build up resentments, and you don't want to do that. You want to surrender resentment by being very, very clear that you're aware that going after this will change the stability of a situation to the point where you would have to start over, is what this is saying with the Tower. It's a little bit jolting, it's a little bit shocking, but I mean, if you're following your passion and you're answering the call, I think if you can be honest about what your needs are, then that would be the best case scenario. All you can do is be honest and hope that you can gather the support of those around you to follow your calling. If you don't follow your calling, what are the consequences, you know? If you don't follow a calling that's on your heart, something really, really important where you're willing to make bold moves and risk the stability that you've already built with others, that has brought peace, security, joy, happiness, and ease in your life at home and at work, and then all of a sudden there's this upheaval, there's this chance of doing something new and different that's inspiring, that brings, new happiness, new joys, new inspirations. I mean, it's a hard thing to let people down, but look at your cards. Surrender the people pleasing, surrender the resentments, surrender to your passions, and receive the support and love that you should allow in. Okay? I hope that's clear. I like going over it and continuing to talk about it just in case something else intuitively comes. But I think we're done. I feel good about it. I hope this helps, seeing everything from a bird's eye view and getting some advice and some clarity of, yes, it will destabilize things if you do what you want to do. But I mean, how can you not answer the call to your soul? I couldn't do it. I tried. I tried running away from it. I tried escaping it. I tried it answering it, and it didn't work, and I answered it again and it didn't work again, and then I tried to stay away from it, and then I just couldn't. I kept getting called. So if it's one of those things, it's just going to keep poking at you, and if you don't do it, then you have other resentments, and then you're not happy in life. It's kind of your answer. You just got to be honest with everyone involved. You know it's going to shake things up. Okay, that's it. I'm going to stop now. I hope it helps. Please hit that like, subscribe if you like the format. I'll be reading every week for you guys, and I look forward to reading for you next time. Thank you so much for being here.